I exposed my cheater friend's manipulative behavior. Now her wedding's getting called off.
Hey, sound the alarm.
Shouldn't have cheated.
You got a cheater in the wedding.
My best friend of 10 years, we'll call her Vicky, went through men like a hot knife through many, many sticks of butter. After a while of this, she decided she wanted another baby. She had a 10-year-old already and was going to settle down. By the way, this comes from Creative Content 7 on the OK Storytime subreddit. So she chose a guy after a first date because, and I quote, "we would make beautiful babies." Evan had blonde, bouncing curly hair, blue eyes, and chiseled featured, so I get it. But I thought like by choosing him, she meant to marry and then have a kid. But no. 3 months after their first date, Vicky announced she was preggers to the surprise of all of us, especially Evan. Then this girl straight up screamed at him that same night because he had the audacity to pay another month's rent for his house instead of just moving into the perfectly good house that she owned since she was having his baby now. Crazy? Kind of. She ended up calling it quits with Evan when he asked for a DNA test once the baby was born. She was not having that. Their baby boy came out the spitting image of Evan anyway, and Evan filed for joint custody, and Vicky asked for a DNA test because she didn't want him to have any custody. Baby was his, of course, but Evan was now the devil, so she moved on and went with the very next guy, Mike, who just happened to be a friend of my husband's. And although I loved the girl with all my heart, she was just always in it for the wrong reasons. Hence, baby daddy number 2 story. So my husband warned Mike a little bit about her and also to wear a raincoat always. Oh, haha. Contraception. Tells him on the first date she talked about getting engaged and married, but that the man had to make more than her and asked him his hourly wage. What? Why are we... I don't know if I would be friends with this girl. To be honest.
She's just inquisitive.
She's just inquisitive.
She just wants to know.
Still, he said he liked her a lot, so they kept dating and became pretty serious fast. We were all together one night when Vicky was admiring my wedding ring. It's a small pearl with tiny diamonds surrounding it. I love it and wanted a smaller ring because I have child-sized hands. When she loudly announced that the ring should cost 6 months of salary. So if Mike planned to get engaged to her soon, he better start saving. Is this a real thing? Wait. It's been... How long has it been until she brought up the engagement stuff? I was trying to figure it out. We don't know.
Because she went from number 1 to number 2.
She's like, is she still pregnant? She's had the baby. She's had the baby.
I mean, yeah, she has.
Mike rolled his eyes like it was a joke, but I knew it definitely was not a joke. After a year or so, Mike actually did pop the question. And even though Vicky said yes, she didn't love the ring he spent 6 months of his income on. So she liked to tell everyone it was a temporary one. Dude, that's terrible.
If I'm buying anything worth 6 months of my salary for somebody else,
yeah, and they say,
you're coming with me.
That's true.
Surprise, surprise.
Honestly,
hey, you get to buy your own ring.
Yeah.
Wow.
Totally crappy to say, it was a gorgeous ring and big. Well, wedding planning was chaotic. After too many fights, Mike just let her do whatever and went along with it, even though he seemed miserable about it. Then when Vicky went bar hopping for his bachelor party, Vicky tracked his location and showed up to the bar at 10 p.m., acted like it was a coincidence, and then joined their bachelor bus the rest of the night. She said because she didn't trust him not to cheat. Then why are we marrying him?
Yeah, what? What is that? That's a lot of red flags popping up at the same time.
For her bachelorette bus, she forced the driver to go off the designated route so she could crash an ex-boyfriend's annual pong party at his house.
Oh, that sounds healthy. You're getting married and your first thought is, I have time to get back at my ex-boyfriend.
Gotta find my ex. She was not friendly with him that I know of, and since I paid for the bus, I was kind of pissed, but I tried to play it cool since I did end up knowing people there. But then I see her all over her ex, pouring water down her white dress and giving him a lap dance, while all of us girls cringed from a nearby table.
What?
Why did no one say like, hey, stop?
There comes a point where you grab your friend.
Yeah, you say,
go,
hey,
you shake
what
them
are
and
you
say,
doing?
What are you doing?
This is insane. I finally dragged her back to the bus for an awkwardly silent ride back home where she had the audacity to demand we never tell her soon-to-be husband. Now, this is where I finally drew the line. Mike was our friend. He was that friend! So when he came to hang out with my husband and I the next day and specifically asked if we were at the ex's house, I told the truth. And then I told him not to marry Vicky flat out. I said she isn't ready to settle down and obviously didn't trust him even though after what I saw, I was 90% sure she had cheated on him with the ex. Why else show up there at all?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like, and also gave him a lap dance. So that's
So
cheating.
I'm gonna get revenge on my ex by cheating on my husband.
You know how it goes. And if he went through with the wedding, he was a dumb butt. Then, while he was still at her house, I called Vicky up and told her that Mike knew and I was the one who told him, and that if she married him after the crap show of a charade she put on, I was out. By the way, you should never be out of joining us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST on YouTube. Just tap her profile.
Yep, just tap it.
And there is a little bit left, but what do we think?
Leave this woman.
Leave her. You should have left her earlier.
Yeah.
Why are we still friends with her?
I'm sorry.
Legitimately, like, even if she doesn't go through with the wedding, I still wouldn't be friends with her.
Wait, is the ex that she's talking about the baby daddy?
I don't think so.
Wait.
That's a good question. I don't think so. It didn't say. Just said exes.
Did you have the baby daddy's name from the beginning, right?
Yeah. But I feel like she would have mentioned
they probably
it.
would have mentioned that. So it's another ex.
Yeah.
Oh, because she's because she's butter knife Vicky. She's
butter knife Vicky.
She's got a Rolodex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Just
no,
get
just
her
drop
out of
her.
there.
Literally drop her regardless of what she does. Drop her.
Yeah.
That was it. She screamed and yelled that I was a terrible friend and I should have stuck up for her because I was her friend first. That I should have been loyal to her and lied because there was nothing going on with her and her ex. They watched you.
What do you mean?
They watched you do stuff with your ex.
There was something going on in that exact moment when you were giving.
What are you talking about?
I can't even. There's no way to say that without it being.
After a little more cussing, she hung up on me. And when Mike called off the wedding a few days later, she called to blame me for everything and cussed me out again. Then she posted all over Facebook/Twitter that I was the a-hole that ruined her wedding and her relationship and that I was a liar. So many witnesses. She didn't speak to me for months, and the whole time I just wallowed in the idea that she might have been right and I was the a-hole. So am I the a-hole? Literally no.
I'm going to say yes because clearly a moist lap dance is not cheating.
Yeah, did we think about that?
A completely drenched lap
It was taken out of
dance.
context.
Yeah, you're taking it all out of context.
All out of context.
You animals.
P.S. I probably should have known better, but I did call her up after a few months and mended things. I mean, she was my BFF for 10 years and I missed her. Girl!
I mean, BFF of 10 years, it's a long time.
Yeah, but BFF who like cheats on all of the men that she's with.
Yeah, but
and
you can have a
screamed
degree of
at her?
separation there when it's your bestie.
I don't know.
If it's
I
your
don't know
bestie,
if I had a bestie who was doing this behavior.
I'd be like, just don't cheat on me.
Don't cheat on me.
No, but it does call into question their character for sure.
Yeah.
It's like you just wonder like what is
What's
causing
up
you
with
to
you,
do
man?
this?
That was until a year later when my husband tragically lost his foster brother and she made his passing all about her. That's another story, though, that I obviously will also share. But not right now.
But not right now. Dang
not
it.
right now. And that is the
That would've
end
been
of
a good
that
one.
story. Man, oh man. Drop that lady. She freaking sucks.
There's no reason to date that person for sure.
No.